Hello and welcome to this module in the HTML Fundamentals course on images and objects. We're going to talk about adding some visual appeal to our page by pulling in images or using objects to do things that perhaps the client browser can't do. We're going to look at pulling in images. These can be from the same directory where all of our web content is, our HTML files for our markup, our style sheets and scripts, or they may be images that are found somewhere else on the internet. And we'll also talk about including objects like plugins for Flash or Silverlight or other technologies that allow us to extend what the browser can do in terms of interactivity, video, and interaction. Now with that, we'll talk about fallback and accessibility, or what happens if you want to put that Flash player in your page, but the client doesn't support Flash. Maybe they're on an Apple device, an iPad or an iPhone, and they don't support Flash. You still want to give them some sort of experience, or you at least want to let them know that there's supposed to be some Flash animation going on here, but it's not going to happen because your browser doesn't support it. When we think of our web pages, we've got a lot of markup, and so far we've been looking at how we can use that markup to structure our elements into things like lists, and we've got the ability to create tables and links. But you also want to be able to bring in visual elements such as images, videos, or perhaps some more interactive applets or small applications into the browser. One way we can do that for images, it's use an image tag, or the img element, and we simply reference the image file. So we're going to point out to an image file, again using a path that points to something next to or near the document itself with a relative address, or using an absolute address to something out on the internet. We are, however, going to have some issues with images that we want to be aware of in terms of image sizes, both in terms of the visual size or the layout on the page, as well as the size of the file. And we also want to provide alternate text for images such that someone with a visual impairment or using various clients will still understand that the image was there and may have a representation in text that they can use rather than the visual. Objects allow us to add other items into the page that don't fit the image mold, and often this is used for things like plugins. So you'll see Flash being used a lot for games within web pages, advertising with animations. You can use Silverlight for the same sorts of things. We also have applets written in Java. You have videos that you might want to embed inside the page. And so the object element allows you to embed these items in the page, point to the source generally. So where is the Silverlight application or the Flash application? Where is the video located? And the browser or the client then can determine whether it knows how to handle that object content. So if a browser sees an object tag that says that you want to play Flash and it doesn't have a Flash plugin or doesn't have any registered way of handling that, it's going to look for a fallback to tell you that. If it's looking for or sees an object tag for a video with a particular content type and it doesn't know how to play that, then it'll look for, again, for a fallback of something else to show you, or it will ignore it. So with the objects, we'll look at pulling in some of these various types of information, and we'll see how to configure those and to provide the fallback experience for your clients. We're not going to go into detail on Flash or Silverlight. You can look into some of our other courses if you really want to go deeper on how to use these various plugins. We're going to look at how to use the object tag to reference those things.